Hey, I got the power. I got the power. I got the power with me. I got the power. I got the power. I got the power with me. This how euphoria. Feeling so glorious. Forever victorious. Heart of a champion. I got the power with me. Go get the championship rings. I got the power with me.
Hi, I'm Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Scott.
And we're the Odoms. And this is Living Like Odom.
Whoa, whoa.
And we are here to talk to you guys about hope and what that means for us for this year and how you guys can support us and get hope into your life as well. So we'll just tell you a little bit about our story. Our story that's been with us here recently, but I'll let Scott start on that one.
Yay, thanks.
You're welcome.
So our story, I won't try to go on very long, but when I tend to talk, everybody thinks I'm real quiet and shy, which I am. I'm a real quiet guy. Yeah. But when I start talking about something I'm passionate, or I'll just talk and talk and talk. So I'll try to give the Cliff Note version. When we got together, I let her know that there's a possibility that I can't have a kid because of all the chemo I took, because I had cancer when I was 14. So all the chemo I took affected my body, still affects my body till this day. I'm having more pains and aches than ever, and so I've been going to a lot of doctors this year. But when we got together, I told her this, that it's 50-50, and she said she was cool with it and not a big deal.
I don't know if I said that, but
you said cool with it.
I was okay.
I was like, oh, she's cool with it.
I'm fine.
Cool. What does cool with it mean? So I was like, all right, well, we'll see, when it really happens or doesn't happen. So we get married, la la la. This is the wedding of your dreams, I know. And so mine too. But I go to all these doctors. I try to get tested. I end up doing all these shots, my stomach, my leg, everywhere. Medication after medication. Did about 3 tests in about a year span. All 3 tests came back negative. They're just dead. They're not even swimming. They're not halfway asleep. They're destroyed. They're dead because of the chemo. So they said that I could do one other test. It was a surgery that costs like $7,000, and he was 90% sure he wasn't going to find anything. But if I want to do it, let's do it. So $7,000, and then to stick a needle in that area, I was like, nah, I'm cool. If God wants me to have a kid, I'll have a kid. So we started looking around adoption and stuff, because we were, that was our next option. Obviously, it was adoption, our only option. But we found it's crazy expensive, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, and we're just like, how do people do this? So we did more research, and then she found something called snowflake adoption or embryo adoption.
Embryo adoption or embryo donation, which was nothing I'd never ever heard of before, but reading more into it was really, really cool, and just felt very drawn to this idea for us. So for those of you who don't know what that is, when couples go through something called IVF, in vitro, they have sometimes quite a few embryos left over from their cycle, and so but if they want to keep those embryos, they have to keep them stored, like a storage, and with that also storage fees. And so sometimes
I wonder if it's like Storage Wars.
I don't think so. That would be...
If they don't pay them.
Oh, interesting. I don't know how that works.
We could bid on it.
That'd be the next thing I'll look into. But if couples are done growing their family and they have these leftover embryos, they can still keep them in storage, still pay that storage fee, and sometimes they don't. I know, it sounds crazy. And sometimes they will do that. They'll keep them alive because they consider them, that's still their family. Those are their children. And sometimes people can't afford to do that, so they'll donate, or people just are done and they don't want to kill off the embryos, and so they will donate. And what an awesome gift they are giving couples like us to be able to do that. So after we researched that, and we're like, yeah, let's try this out. Let's go see, what's our first step. I think Scott found a doctor in Fort Worth, Dr. Kaufman. Great, awesome staff too. Love them. And we had a consult with him and explained all of that and what the process was. So that started our journey with the embryo adoption. So from there, we were put on a list. And so you just wait until it's your turn. They'll tell you your whatever number on the list, and every now and then, if it's taken a while and you're just kind of anxious of what's going on, you'll contact them, and they'll let you know, you moved up the list or you haven't yet.
The way it works is whenever they get a donation, an embryo donation, then whoever's number one, then you get to say yes or no, basically, which is kind of crazy to us, like to say no, like I don't want that one, because all we really know from the embryos that we do get is their eye color, the parent's eye color, the parent's height, their weight,
and that's pretty much it.
That's all we know.
So,
but she says there are couples up there that are looking, I don't want to say picky, but they want a particular race or a particular hair, whatever. And so with us, I'm like, well, whatever you got, just throw it in there.
Care.
Not throw it in there, but we could care less. So not that it was easier for us, but we were, we just kept moving up. We weren't like stuck because we were looking for like a certain hair color or whatever. So
yeah. So the first time that we tried was in 2017 is when we found out that we had embryos available. And so from there, I went through the process, lots of injections, lots of medications, things that unfortunately insurance does not cover, we have found out. And so also stuff that isn't cheap, but it was something worth it for us. So I went through that, and the first time worked. It worked for us. We got pregnant, and super excited. I took a pregnancy test beforehand because I couldn't wait.
I tried to tell her to wait, but she doesn't.
And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try to joke with him and act like it was negative, but I couldn't do that for very long.
Very mean.
But it wasn't that mean.
It was pretty mean.
He got over it.
I think they would agree with it.
They got over it. It was fine because it
was
good in the
it was
end.
Good,
okay. So we were pregnant and very excited. Our families were excited. So you just imagine the joy and all the things you think about, of course, and having a baby. It would be my parents' first and only grandkid, so that was super exciting for them as well. But the first one I carried for about 8 weeks, I would say. And you go in after you find out that you're pregnant, and they check on you a lot. You do ultrasounds to check heartbeat, to check how everything's looking. And this last one that we did at that time showed no heartbeat.
It was actually our graduation day from there.
Yes.
Because
yes,
we're only with them for the first trimester. And so 2 weeks before that, I get back from camp, and we have a visit on the Friday, the 6th, I believe, or something like that. And heartbeat was great. We heard the heartbeat. It was cool.
It was good a week before.
We recorded it, and everything was perfect, they said. And then 2 weeks after that, she's getting on the table, assuming the position, all that stuff. And we're chatting about just life stuff, just joking around. And he's doing ultrasound, and he's like, there's no heartbeat. I mean, it just changed that fast. Mm-hmm. And we were like, just keep looking, or maybe he's looking at the wrong spot, but he just said, I'm so sorry, I'll give you guys a minute. And he walks out, and that's when the reality hit, and it was rough. The next probably week was one of the worst weeks of our lives, not only as a couple, but just in general. Like, she decided to miscarry at home because she could have had like a surgery or something to get it out, but she wanted to have it at home, which I totally understood. So, but it was a hard few days, because she would make comments, I don't want it to leave me, and I'm just sitting there, there's nothing I could really do but be there for her and try to be strong. But every time I was away, if she'd go to the bathroom or go get a drink, I would just break down, because I didn't have anything in me, and she was the same way. And I know her body was going through a lot more than what I was going through, so I did my best to be there for her. But easily one of the worst experiences of our lives. And just as a still newlywed type couple, only been married like a year or so, to go through that wasn't fun. But right after she had miscarried, we just kind of had a talk, and we decided we didn't want to live in fear, fearing that this could happen again, or fear that we're never gonna have a kid. We wanted to have our hope and trust in who we, put our hope and trust in, which is Christ, in God. And so we just felt like, let's do it again. Not everything works the first time. We understood that, and we knew that was a possibility. So we ended up trying not one, not twice, but 3 times. And the second and third time, she didn't even get pregnant, which was hard. But at the same time, not that it made it easier, but we didn't have to go through the first experience that we went through of getting pregnant, getting our hopes up, and then go miscarrying again. It's just a sucky situation. It's hard. You have all these like, what happened, why all this stuff, and there's never really a direct answer, which is hard too, because you, as humans, you want to answer why this didn't work. You want to figure it out and do something about it. But after the third time, it was, I think, hard on both of us. We kind of felt lost, and we were both not questioning our faith. I don't think we ever questioned that, but it was just hard. We're just like, why does this keep happening? And I think everybody around us, at work and on circles, were having kids left and right. Some on their 3rd, 4th, 6th kid, and we're just like, man, like,
6.
we just want 1 kid. Like,
6 kids.
Yeah, we'd have our own TV show if we had 6 kids, for sure.
I thought, just myself personally, I thought the 3rd time, I'm going to do it 3 times. And I thought, if it doesn't work, I don't know if I'm going to do it again. That is what I was thinking. So when this last time didn't work, we had to take some time, before we decided if we wanted to do it again.
I think it was, we wanted to take time because it was, we went through a lot in a year, maybe a year and a half. And then when it didn't work the 3rd time, we wanted to take time for that. But for me, myself, and I think even for her, the evil one's at play in this, obviously. And so I started having this guilt feeling of, I did something, I'm being punished because of my past type thing. She's being punished because of me, because she's with me, and because of my past. I was, sinning in the past. And so I was fighting this on a daily basis of, we're not able to have a kid because, and it was all lies. We've had this many conversations about me finally opening up to her about the guilt I was feeling. I just broke down because that's how, like, the evil one was trying to convince me that this was my fault, because it's me, we're having to go through this. It's me that she's having to take all these shots. It's me, I was a screw up and I'm being punished now, which is not true at all, but it's something that I think anybody that goes through this, it's hard not to think that. And I know another guy so that's going through kind of what we're going through in a different way, and he's feeling the exact same way. So it's hard not to feel that way, but at the same time, we can't believe that as well. And so thankfully, we're able to talk. And our church community that we have, just knowing that, we choose not to believe those lies. It didn't happen because it didn't happen, and it's not my fault, it's not her fault, it's not that she did, it's nothing I did. It's just a reason we may never know that it didn't happen.
With this time between last year and now, feels like a really long time, but now looking at it, such perfect timing. We did decide to try again. It'll be the 4th time. We decided this together about this time, maybe a little bit earlier last year. So I was still feeling that strong kind of pull that this is something that we should do. And whether, that comes from the Lord, just speaking into my heart, it may be so, but I just feel just called to do this again. And so because of the wait that and the time that we've had, it's actually been a blessing. I know that sounds probably crazy, like you guys have waited this long, everything that you've gone through, why didn't you just give up? And Scott was going through his thing. I think what I was able to do might be a little bit different than him. I was able to just increase my relationship with the Lord even further, and my faith grew a little bit more and more. And so I think I needed that time for that, to get that peace, to know that it's His will, and even if it doesn't happen, it's still going to be okay, and we're going to be okay. So about a week or so ago, we got information that we have embryos again, and so we're excited again, a little bit nervous, I'll admit, but which is why we're speaking out to you guys. We want to share our story. We want to let you know that this is what happens to some people, and we hope we can help reach out to someone else that may be going through the same thing and know that it's okay. And which is why you have this shirt.
Yeah, like she's saying, we want to share our story, obviously, because it is a unique, not everybody goes through what we go through, but there are couples that go through this. But if people can see what we're going through, they don't even have to go through this, but that they can see, what we've been through and what we're about to go through again, knowing we don't know the outcome. It could be good or bad. But if our hope is, as her shirt says, but our hope is that people can see Christ through all this, that no matter what happens, good or bad, that we're always going to look to Him. We're putting our hope in Him. We're putting our trust in Him, trusting that, anything's possible with Him,
And what great timing, you guys.
Just as Doctor said,
2020,
yeah,
this year,
I know,
has been crazy.
Yeah.
My word for the year is hope. January, that's what I picked. And little did I know that not only I needed that, we needed that, but the world needs that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, God's timing is just perfect, and we had to share this. We had to share it with you guys. So.
Yeah, because it's a situation where, like I said, it sucks. It's not fair. It's very unfair. I did nothing to get cancer, did nothing to not be able to have a kid, and we did nothing as a couple to not be able to have the opportunity to have a kid. And so even though we're in an unfair situation, we're in a situation where it's not guaranteed, we're still willing to put everything in God and trust and know that, if it can be done, He can do it, and if it doesn't happen, it's okay, because He's got other plans for us, and we want people to see that through us, not have hope in us and find strength in us, because trust me, like we get, I tell her all the time, like everybody sees me as this strong, guy because of what I've been through, not because of all this, but because, because of everything I've been through, people think I'm not. I'm a very weak person. The only way I'm strong is because of where I get my strength from, and that's Christ. And so with us going through this, like she said, we're excited, but we're also a little nervous, a little anxious, because we know what that other part feels like of one not getting pregnant, and then the other getting pregnant and then losing the baby. So it could always be worse, but we know what that feels like. But so we created this shirt, hope, like she said. That's what we're kind of sticking with, and that's really what our marriage is based on, is just hope. And so with this situation, we wanted to share this with you guys, kind of take you along the journey. We'll be creating different videos and stuff, but with the hope, we wanted to create a shirt and this hope that we need a little help, and we're not the type of people that ask for help. I've had many people come up to me and want to give me money to help with the cost of all the fertility stuff, because it is very expensive. We've probably spent close to 20 grand on our own on these past 3 tries, and it not working. So it is expensive, and this time around we're probably looking at a good 10 grand, I guess. And so we wanted to give something to people. We just don't want people give us money. We just feel weird about that. So we created this shirt that we didn't want to have like a baby Odom or a baby on there, because nobody else can relate to that except for us. So like she was saying, just this year, it's kind of crazy how we need hope this year with what we're going through, but everybody needs hope right now because of the whole pandemic, the fear that people have of going out in public and possibly getting sick, or their loved ones going through this, or all the hate and ugliness that's going, the races, all that stuff going on. Like, people just need hope, and we want to point people to where we get that hope from, and that's why we have the cross on there, is because everything comes from him. All good things come from him. So we created this shirt. We're going to do a pre-order here pretty soon. If this video's up and we don't have it on our website, we're working on it. We're just not very tech savvy. But we're going to do a pre-order. We're going to have, this is the adult shirts, and we will have kids shirts, youth shirts as well. They're not the same color because they didn't have this color, but it's like a midnight navy, so it's a little bit darker. It's not the heavy 1,000-pound cotton, like sweaty shirt. It's very soft, 60-40 blend. A very lightweight shirt. It's very nice. And then to put our little touch on the shirt, on the back of the shirt, we put something that kind of meant something to us. And it's just a picture of a little. Pop your back. It's a picture of a daisy. And for people that are really close to us and have been to our house, our dog had just passed away that she had for almost 13 years, and it's part of our family. We lost about a month ago, and it was really hard losing her, and so this was just our way of honoring her, knowing that she's with us with this journey as well. And hopefully we can help spread what she meant to us to other people. So this is what the shirts will look like. The adults will be like $25, the kids will be $15. And any money that we get from these shirts is going to help us with her medications, her shots that she's got to take. It's a lot of stuff. She's got to have exams to make sure everything's good. And then the transfer itself, that costs thousands of dollars to do. A little 2-minute procedure costs a lot of money. Any money that we have left over, well, it feels like it. Any money we have left over after this journey, if we get pregnant and we have a kid and we're still able to sell these shirts, or we create a new shirt or whatever, we've kind of felt like this was kind of maybe our calling or purpose with going through this that we've been through, is to help others that are going through the situation we're going through. So any extra money that we have, we want to help other couples that are going through what we're going through, because like she said, insurances, they don't pay for this stuff. And it sucks because medically I can't have a kid, and there's medically reasons others can't have a kid, but it's sickening to me how much all this costs just to have a kid, or just adoption in general. Like, it's crazy. So we want to help couples and people with these costs, whether it be medication costs or embryo, whatever it is. So this is kind of our start of a little ministry to where we want to help provide financial help and relief to couples that are going through this as well.
We want to give a shout out to Gina.
Oh yeah, Gina, my G lady at work.
Gina,
she works with me. She's been working out where I'm at maybe a year and a half, I don't know, a couple years. But she's followed our journey. She always asks about Vanessa. She loves Vanessa more than me. She knows that. But she knows what we've been going through because she's lived it through us. And so I kind of told her we were maybe thinking about doing like a video, like a vlog or a podcast type thing of going through this journey and then continue on with it. And I said, yeah, we want to do the embryo again, but it's just a lot of money. And so we're thinking about maybe doing like a fundraiser or something to like sell something. She's like, well, what are you selling? And I was like, I don't know, a shirt maybe. Well, where's it at? I want to see it. And I was like, well, I haven't created it. It was just an idea. So she kind of helped push. Like she was like, well, where's the shirt at? I need to see the shirt. And so finally created the shirt. I showed her. She's like, how much are they? And I was like, I don't know. Like it was happening so fast. Like she was kind of I think God kind of put her in our lives to be like, let's get this done. You can do this. And so she bought like 14 shirts because she has a big family. And so we'll share that picture of her beautiful family. And it was just a blessing to us because that helped us create just 28 shirts. That way people can see what they look like. And then her family's going around, helping support us through this journey as well. But also giving them hope, with what they're going through too, because every family's got their own situation. So we're very thankful and blessed to have somebody like Gina help us out.
Yeah, thank you, Gina. So just to kind of wrap it up, so our purpose today is to let you guys know we have hope and where that hope comes from and how you can support hope with us and be a reminder for you as well during the rest of this year. And I'm going to read from the Bible a scripture about hope, which there's many in here, but the one I'm picking today is Romans 15:13, and it says from the NIV version, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. And that is what is getting us through this, guys, and through this year, what we've gone through so far, and then just as our journey as a married couple together. We would like to give the invitation. If you need any prayer too, please let us know in the comments or reach out to us in a different way if needed. We love to pray for you. And just also please pray for us as well, because we need it. And just want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to us and for supporting us. And even if you can't support us through the shirts, even just some awesome comments from you guys, and just knowing that you're out there and that you care is just as good too. So anyway, but I want to say thank you again to all of you, and we will try to get that website up as soon as we can for the pre-order and get these shirts out to you so you can represent hope to the world. So
yeah, thank you guys. And like I said, like she said, it means a lot to us to have you guys in our corner. And we want to continue this. We don't want to just stop this right when our journey's done. We want to help other couples through this. So even these videos are going to continue to where we can turn it into like a vlog podcast type thing and have other people on in these videos, that we could interview that have gone through situations similar to this, or even other situations. We can highlight them. So we just want to spread hope with everything that we're doing. And so we just want to be that light that's in this world that seems so dark lately and a mess we're in. We just want to kind of be that light and to spread hope. And so yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, we can do this.
we can do it
All right, thanks.
because of you guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and the Lord, and him, number
Yeah.
one.
Of course, he's
Yeah.
gotta be first.
It's gotta be first.